What's up, everybody? It's me, MC Aggie St. James. This is my daily video vlog, number 207. I'm worried about when my tooth was pulled out because I was eating some soup earlier, and I was chewing the soup with the crackers, and one of the crackers accidentally hit the side of the gum that the tooth was extracted out of. The gum is closing up it's healing very well, but it's still a tiny little hole, and I'm just afraid, and I'm praying to God that I don't get an air socket. I pray it didn't rupture anything. Any blood clot in there or anything, because that's what they say an air socket is when the blood clot that's forming within there gets punctured or something. But I'm thinking that if I had, it would have happened as soon as the cracker hit it. You know what I mean? I must have just been chewing too fast, and the edge of the saltine cracker hit it, on the edge of it. But I'm just praying to God that it doesn't turn into that. So with that said, it's been a good day. Went to work, had a great shift, came home, and just been thinking about some things. Just thinking about people and need I say more? I've just been thinking about women and men and just people who have a lot of materialistic things. And I'm a woman of faith, and I honestly, and I've always felt this way. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to position this phone because my hand's hurting. I'm holding this up in the air to do this. I've always been a big believer that your situation currently is not the end of story, obviously, and that there's many chapters in a person's life and many experiences, trials, tribulations, and positive things that happen in your life that make you who you are, as well as prepare you for your future. And so I've just been thinking about a lot, and growing up for my family, we were extremely poor, and we didn't, my mother did a great job raising me and my sisters as a single mother, and she did the best that she could. But it was tough. And even before I had my beautiful daughter, who will be 5, by the way, on December the 12th. But before I had her, I was struggling even then financially, because money was always tight for me, because I was always on my own. I've always been on my own, so money's always been tight. And even then, you go out into society and you see people that have all of these materialistic things, and you can tell that they don't appreciate half of it. Like, you got some women, well, actually the majority of women, not all women, so don't get it twisted, but you got a lot of women out here in society where they won't even date a man if he ain't driving a hot ride, like if he ain't driving a hot car, if he ain't banking and got a whole lot of dough, if he can't buy them gifts and take them places and travel, and you know, and yet it's these same women that keep getting all these materialistic things. And it just makes you sit back and think, like, why are these women getting all of these things and they don't even appreciate it? And the man that they're with, who's spending all of their money, all of his money on these types of women, these men know very well. I mean, they're very aware that these women would leave them at the drop of a hat if their finances were to ever decrease. Like those types of women, but yet they still get everything they want. And it just makes you think, you know. I've never been able to afford a lot of expensive things. You know, there have been times in my life where I did have lump sums of money, and but even then I never splurged. I used it to pay the bills. But it just makes me think, you know. And when I say me, I think a lot of people can agree with me on this. And I don't ask God, but I wonder sometimes, like, you've got women out here that have never, like, they can't even, like, let me just speak for myself, because I think that's only right. But I know I'm not the only one. You know, working in the restaurant business, working in retail from in the past, and you know, I've never been able to go out to eat. I've never been able to afford to just go to a restaurant whenever I wanted to, and people go out to eat all the time. And then, you know, I've always, and when I say I've always, I'm not claiming that I'm always going to be financially tight, you know. Like I said, everybody goes through chapters in their life. I guess I just wonder why you know, like, I'm a type of woman that I appreciate so much. You know, like I've stated in several vlogs from the past, I may not have much, but I appreciate the things that I do have. And, you know, I appreciate what I do have. And I don't know, it just, you know, I've just never been able to afford that lifestyle. I've never been able to afford it. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, because I've done everything I could. I've always done the best that I could in any situation that I've been in, be it short term or even long term. So, but it, you know, I'm one of those women where if I was dating somebody and they took me out to a restaurant, as small as that may be to the average man, like as petty or as small as that may be, to me, that's huge, because he's spending his money on me. And at the same time, I'm a type of woman where I'd be like, honey, let's save that money. Let's eat in. You know, we don't need to go out and go to a restaurant or some fancy restaurant. Let's just order some takeout, you know, or let's just stay home and just eat at the house. I'm one of those women that, you know, I wouldn't want my man to go out and spend all this money on me. That's money we could save, you know. But then you got a lot of women in society where if their boyfriend ain't taking them out to eat every other day, or at least once a week, God forbid, you know what I mean? And it's just been making me think all day, you know, because like I say, Y'all know that I work at a restaurant on the weekends, and so I see all types of people come through those front doors, and you know, I just sit back and watch these people sometimes. Like, and it's predominantly the women because I'm a woman, you know, and so but it's predominantly the women, you know, and it's like, I don't know. It's like I know what I'm trying to say, but it's just not kind of coming out right. I've just been one of those women where, you know, I would not date a guy because he didn't have a nice car, you know, because that's just the chapter he's going through in his life. That doesn't tell you the type of man he is, you know. Maybe maybe times are hard for him in that time of his life, and you just so happen to meet him in that time. That doesn't mean he's always going to be going through financial struggles. It just so happened to be when you met him that he was. You feel me? But I've always appreciated things. I've always appreciated the people that God has brought into my life, and even the ones that He's removed from my life, because they've always taught me something. And you know, I would love to travel. I would love to just be able to just go buy a whole bunch of clothes, or go buy, you know, a whole bunch of home decor for the home, you know, for my house. And I would love to do those things, but I've just never been able to do those things. And so when you see people out and about who are able to do those things, and the majority of them, you can kind of tell that that's just the type of people they are. And I'm not talking about the people who have the financial means to splurge whenever they want to and do appreciate what they have. I'm not talking about those folk, okay? I'm talking about the ones that you can tell don't appreciate it, but yet they continue to get it. And it doesn't make much sense to me, because you would think that the ones that would appreciate it would eventually be able to do those things, you know. And I've never been a materialistic person. I've never been that way. Even if I had the money, you know, I would get me some things, you know, that I've always wanted to get, but I would never just spend money just to spend money, you know. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's just been on my mind today. And then, you know, it's just a lot's been on my mind, y'all. I don't even want to really get all into it. It's just a lot's been on my mind. I've been a little down today, a little bit, because I haven't been able to work out. You know, when I had that sinus infection and then a bronchitis on top of that at once, I wasn't able to work out for almost 3 weeks. And I know I'm like talking, like going from one topic to another, but y'all know that's how I do. And then after I got over that, then I was able to work out again. But I had only worked out twice before I ended up getting that abscessed tooth. And then I couldn't work out for almost 2 weeks. And then I couldn't work out for a week after I got the abscessed tooth extracted, taken out, because my dentist told me I couldn't do any strenuous activity for at least 7 days. And then when those 7 days pass, the weather just turns. And now it's like freezing cold every day. And so I haven't been able to do any cardio in almost like 2 weeks. So, actually, longer than that, because when I had the abscess, it's been almost 2 weeks since I had the abscess tooth taken out. But then you count when I had the abscess tooth, that was almost 2 weeks. And then, and then before that, it was only working out those 2 days before I ended up getting the abscess tooth. So I get real cranky when I'm not able to work out. And I'm not like OCD with it. I'm not one of those women who like has to have a six pack, who's got to have, bulging muscles every place on their body. I'm not OCD with it. But I do like to do it on a daily basis. And so I haven't been able to do that. The only workout now I'm getting is at work on the weekends. Because I cannot afford to pay for a gym membership right now. And so I'm having to work out outside. And with this cold weather, and I'm so afraid of getting sick again because I cannot afford to miss any work after I just got hired at this job and then went 2 months, almost 2 months without a job, finding work. And then, so it's just been a roller coaster ride for me. Not just with the working out, but just with the finances or lack thereof. And it's just been real, real tough, and it just makes me mad. And I'm just kind of venting here because it's my vlog. I can do that. It just makes me mad that it seems like the ones in life who don't appreciate what they have. And, some of them do. I'm not saying all the people, like I said, I'm not saying everybody who's got money like that is unappreciative. I'm not saying that. But everybody has an intuition. Everybody has a gut feeling. And you can kind of get a sense about certain people. And it just, I know I'm telling the truth, so I don't need nobody to be like saying you judging Aggie. No, Aggie does not judge. I do not judge people. I never have. But y'all know the type of women I'm talking about, so don't act like y'all don't. And y'all brothers know the type of men I'm talking about, so don't act like y'all don't. But it just bothers me, Like, why do these people get to live this lifestyle, never having to struggle, never having to, when the majority of them don't even appreciate it? Like, it makes you sit back and think, not that you wish it on anybody, but it almost makes you sit back and think, I wonder what they would do if they couldn't wear no weave because they didn't have the money to buy it. I wonder what they would do if they couldn't drive that nice ride. Or I wonder what they would do if they couldn't wear all those nice clothes. It just makes you think, you know what I mean? And maybe it's just me, but then again, like I said, I know it's not just me. So, I don't know. And my finger keeps getting in the way. I don't know. It's just things that have been kind of going through my mind today. And I don't know. I've just got so much on my mind. You know what I'm saying? I've got so much on my mind, and I don't know. I'm going to just end this vlog because I really don't feel like continuing on. Because Um, I mean, I'm good. It ain't like I'm good. I know I'm not the only one that sits back sometimes in life and thinks about stuff like this, you know? But like I said, you know, this is just a small chapter in my life that I'm going through financially, and it's not the final chapter. And so that's what, you know, helps to keep me going, is knowing that this is not always going to be this way, you know. But with that said, it's still tough. It's still tough. I'm out. I'm done.